for a real long time. I just danced in the backyard with Luna. Hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a heel empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. It's Aries season. Whoopee! I got some stuff done today. I walked around the yard, picked up some garbage, moved part of a fence, wire fence that had been laying over. Every day, I'm doing something to make the earth a little bit different than it was before. Cleaning up. Expelling some of my excess energy. It's my season. It's my birth to earth season, so I got a lot of it. I can't let my highs get too high. Nope. I crash and burn. I'm getting older. Gonna be 47 on the 9th at 11:01 a.m. And because I overdid it when I was younger, not a lot, just enough to wreck my lower back. And that lower back does a lot of stuff. So I just gotta take it easy, you know. Slow and steady. I've seen people in a lot worse off physical condition than me go through more, so we all have our path. I saw today a young girl, 28, 27, she's a tuber, ended her life, committed suicide by way of train. That's dedication. Or I wonder if she just like put earphones on and then turned around so she didn't see it coming. But that's a different vibrational frequency of people. They, you know, when they don't want to be an incarnate anymore, and that it's interesting to me how people choose to leave this earth. It's interesting. So my heart goes out to the people that will miss her. And that's a storyline that I considered living, and then decided, ooh, I like this song, that I don't want to live that way. Because, see, I've been in isolation a lot of my life, and I'm ready to open it up now. See? I'm ready to, okay, I get it. This life lesson is that God works through people. And we can make heaven on earth, and let's do it. As long as people just need to start getting past their ego, man. That's gonna be oh gosh. Anyway, what was I gonna talk about, Ma? We have all these great conversations during the day, and I haven't been making notes. Then when I get on here, I'm like, I don't know. So that was, you know, and it's unfortunate. The young lady was only 28 years old, and to get to that point, that it's like you don't want to try anymore. People don't want to try. They don't know how to create ideas to come up with an idea of how they want to live life. I'm not going to read my horoscope because when I took Luna out before I started this talk, and my phone opens windows, tabs, so it did that. This is daily horoscope for today for Aries. When it said that Aries sun, when it said that someone was born with a silver spoon in their mouth, it means that they were born into privilege or otherwise very lucky. But even those who are born into wealth and apparent good fortune can have very tragic experiences and sad life stories. But we never know when looking in from the outside what someone else is experiencing. You may now be laminating the way you have struggled to get something, while someone else, either specifically or in general, seems to have good fortune fall into their lap. Concentrate on only you, Aries, and you'll generate the warm, generous vibes you need to truly achieve what you are meant to achieve. Alright. I don't know how much more full disclosure I could get, you know. The reason why I talk about the things that have happened to me in my life is because there's a lot of people like that have had a lot of tragic experiences. There's so much tragedy in the world. There's so much tragedy, but in that tragedy, it's like that yin-yang. There's so much beauty because from desperation and need becomes induent. I can never say that word. It's like that part of my brain is just like, nope, disconnect. I can never say that word, Mom. You know what word I'm trying to say? Know how? That's gonna bug me. No, it's in my head. I can't make my mouth say it. Who says that we have complete power and control over ourselves? I can't even say a word, and I hear the word, and I can't make it match up to F it. So I'm a little sad about Jessie. She's going to take a hiatus for a while. So she's just not going to be online for a little bit. But she's busy. She's busy doing a lot of stuff. She's doing good stuff. She was a survivor of SCR. That's what they that place in Reading, Lost Lanes, down there by where I used to actually hang out down there because you drove past it to go to a guy's house that I used to know, and Lost Lanes in Reading, California, on the 40th parallel. It was right down the hill from the Masonic Temple, so they'd have their blood sacrifice, their satanic cult ritual sacrifice out there. Their seances, their ceremonies, their rituals. Everybody in town knew about it. They probably still know. I don't know. I think they still know about it. I don't think people leave Reading. No, that's not true. There's like a third that leave, end up in Sacramento. A third leave and go back. I tried to go back. It didn't want me there because I couldn't find a place. So they are spraying the heck out of this. I don't know if I've ever seen so much. Honestly. It's wild. The powers that deem themselves in control are just, that's all this craziness is people just going around just coming up with stupid ideas and implementing them. And they're in positions of power. I mean, they're proposing a $2 trillion infrastructure bill, and I'm like, what have they done with the millions and billions of dollars that they've been allocating for themselves to fix the infrastructure now? Because they all pay them. These city planners, they make like $160,000. You know? And it's all pushing papers across the table, and it's all dragging stuff out and prolonging it. And there's this one street up from when we lived in Omaha, and it was like every other year they were digging up the same part. I swear. And they're probably still doing it. And then, but every year they probably have to allocate more funds because they say how much it costs for the things to produce the project, and then they go to their buddies and charge to the nose. But it's like, okay, it's all right. Our budget is freaking unlimited, you know. And they just keep doing the same stuff because construction is never finished, you know. And they use subpar products, and then they say that they cost a lot to buy these, but they're subpar because, like, you know, roads dissolve every winter. You know, I mean, we're at the point that it's like, all right, The gig is up. Y'all are selfish bastards. You got to start living for freaking, everybody else. And, money doesn't buy happiness. And power, ultimately what's going to happen is all these power hungry people are just going to freaking short themselves out, Mom. Or have heart attacks and die. Or freaking, suicide themselves. Piss off other people. Get suicided. It's gonna go away one way or another. It is, because it has to, because this is a storyline that has never existed on this earth, because there's always been the control freaks. I would like to see it, just even if it doesn't last, but I would like to see an earth where cooperation was nature's way and not corporation. This country became a corporation. And I hate Corp USA. Because those people, I supported them in IT for years and years, and they just want them. They will only be in a room for a presentation for 10 minutes. But they will order special, just like the top of the line equipment just for one. It's such a wasteful environment. Technology, computers, IT. It's so seedy. It is. It's a seedy place. The people that, Corp USA, the bells and whistles, the pony shows, the conference calls, all that stuff. Not to mention the actual tech side, the freaking, mass upgrades of software and, daily, educating people that just because you think that that's how technology works, that don't mean that that's how technology works. People have funny ideas about how things work. It's really interesting to me, Mom. And sometimes the lessons are hard to learn. That's what spirits do. We just incarnate just to learn lessons. I think what was that show? It's called Good Place. I think they did a good job, and I kind of talked about it earlier today. Kind of coincides with that. Is like there's only so many experiences you can have in life, That's why people have to find the gratitude and the joy in every little single freaking thing that they possibly can, because things can get mundane. They can, get boring. They can get trite, and people get bored and don't have enough, thought process to entertain themselves, And then it's just like they start getting these weird ideas that they think just because their life is a certain kind of way today, and it's been that way. We have the power to change our lives. We do. I had a pretty stressful event happen today. And I don't do April Fool. I am an April Fool. I am the joke. I'm the clown. I never like that stuff because because I believe people. I believe people whenever they tell, because I just want to trust them, and because I just give them the benefit of the doubt, and then I figure out later what tells they have to indicate to me that they're a liar. So, but Artie Pants. Under his face, it's starting to get swollen. So I looked today and back here because he's like me. We're nervous wrecks, and it's like he needs a dental. And then so that first I was like, bah! When I get into like something like that, because first my whole body just like responds, And dogs don't process pains like humans do, but I know he's uncomfortable. So I looked up, and there's only I'm in a town of 6,000 people, and it's just like, it's all by the grace of God. But this, I guess, it would be as much grace of God if I was in a bigger city, too. It's just, because so many veterinarians, their clientele's built. They shut it off. They just say who they can, they will, and they won't see new people. And then the first 2 veterinarians I called in town, they're not taking new clients. Or what the first one, the lady explained they're not taking new clients, and I called back in May. And the second one, it was a voicemail just saying we're not taking new clients. That's so nice for you. I thought you were in it for the animals, and I got an animal that needs care. But the third one, have to wait a month. Everything's a month. So, I'll keep softening his food to help, because, yeah. Anyway, so, and that's just his pre-dental, so who knows, you know? So, and it's just like, I know the end of the storyline to life, you know? It takes me right there sometimes, like, no, Marge, you gotta stay right here and today. This is what freaking years of trauma does, man. Freaking sucks. It sucks. It's like, you just don't handle things the way that you used to. I understand the heart space of why people get violent and stuff like that. That's just not me. That's just a karma that I can't live with. I've seen too much of it in my life. Too much. People that's why I get real funny about people that are like, I love you. And I'm like, oh, we don't need to say that. Because love is weird to me. Because all the people that have said it have always done weird things that were contradict what I interpreted as love. So I had an idea of what things that I did. I made a lot of mistakes in my life. I just try to live every day of just not making the same mistakes that I made before. Unfortunately, I'm pretty creative, and I can come up with all kinds of ways to make new ones. Huh, Mom? Mom just had her ice cream. Did you have a good day, Mom? All of our days pretty good. When I start having trouble when I slip into any kind of old programming, you know? Old programming. Ultimately, everything comes down to I am powerless. I have no control over anything that happens to my life. All I can do is just pray myself through it when I get scared. Because I get scared of so much stuff. And that's why it's so weird in life. When I walk around and I see the way that the world is, I'm like, I think about all the stuff that I did through my fear. And I just look around and I'm just like, and it still got me to, it doesn't seem like that many other people have done that. Because all I see is I'm surrounded by people that are fearful. And they're just doing what they're told, but the people that are telling them to do it are truthful. And their reasons for doing it are disingenuous and self-serving. I don't have any reason not to believe in the astrology, because it's kind of like coincided with my relationship with God. And because it's like I don't land on any one way things could be in life. There's always a potential, and God always surprises me with what He presents. Still, because I'm like, my endocrine system is up here. On what they call a nervous wreck. I'm not a wreck though, because I meditate and because I freaking have a higher power. And I see people every day that are shorting out because they don't have the tools. And that's another reason I went out and I just picked up garbage in the freaking yard. Because I can. My back has just been sore lately. So, I listened to, and I was telling Mom about Brooke Shields. She broke her femur. See, that's the thing. Mom had her stroke. But before that, she was born with club feet, and she's had a hard, tough life, man. They did a lot of medical procedures on her, and my dad was in an accident where his head was crushed in 4 places. Covert pipes weighing 2,500 pounds. 3 of them fell off a truck, a semi he was checking the lines on. And he broke like, I think he broke his hip femur, and then his opposite ankle leg, like below the knee. So he broke upper one side and then crushed his head. So cognitively, I've been freaking paying attention to people's cognitive freaking ness since my dad was in that accident, because he was not the same person that he tried to be, I think. But with traumatic brain injury and all that, and then mom had her stroke. I'm pretty versed in the world of head injury and things like that, and recovering from it. They've both done a remarkable job recovering from their physical ailments. And then I look around and I'm just like, man. And like mom was born, had to have all those surgeries, didn't walk until she was like 4 or 5, and then she walked for years and years and years. Just walked. She was the lady that walked around Anderson in Northern California. Always saw her walking around. I was walking around a lot in Anderson because I was trying to lose weight to go in the Air Force about 1990, that year. Anyway, every time you ask her, Mom, why you walk so much? All her answer is always because she could. She's always been so much gratitude just for being able to walk and just for being alive. And I'm surrounded by people that don't value this life. They don't care about this incarnate. They do everything that feels good, and they don't work hard for themselves. They don't care, and I didn't. I felt bad for a lot of years, so I was slothful. I had my feelings. Heck, I got a freaking, I don't really like it, and I probably won't get it again, but I got a freaking coconut meringue. It's a little too sweet for me. Mom, you like it? They didn't have banana cream. I kind of had but anyway. But the thing of it is I take a couple bites, and I make sure that I freaking move my ass every day. And like today, I was just like, when I let Luna out, I was out dancing around, getting my heart moving, I don't do like I used to do, because freaking things hurt, man. It makes it hard to freaking want to run and stuff. When your freaking lower back is jacked, and I won't have surgery. I won't. I'm one of those people that believe that God is going to heal me. I just think I'm asking wrong. I don't know how to ask right, Ma. I keep trying, though. Some days it just freaking hurts. Everything just hurts, and just trying to, I dare other people to try and just be, I'm in a really good mood today. Everything's great. Well, then why do you have tears? Oh, I'm just in a lot of pain. Isn't that what crazy people look like? God. But when Brooke Shield was talking about her story of her recovery of breaking her femur, she had a jacked up story. She had a jacked up story like Mom did when she had her prolapse rectum, and like she was in the hospital that happened, and then you were in the hospital for a month. I would skip school and go down and see her. That was like the same within 12 months of her major brainstem stroke. Yeah. Every time she'd go in the hospital, I always climbed up in bed with her. And we'd watch whatever was on TV. I'd skip school or whatever and just go hang out, and nobody ever hassled me about anything. They didn't. What are you going to do? My mom, who you gonna write? I'm just lucky I didn't end up in the foster system, honestly. You know it? The foster system? While you're in the hospital for those long durations and stuff like that? I dodged that bullet, Just, I don't know. I always have a face that people, I'm in the world, I'm just thinking if people are, stay away from her. Ooga booga. Ooga booga. I'm fun. Until somebody's a dick, then I just out-dick them, and then we're done. I'm just a bigger jerk, and then we That's it. It's over. Or I just leave. It depends on my mood. So, I always get all extra woo in my feels around my birthday. Because I'm pretty grateful to be alive. Just some days are hard for me. Some days are real hard for me. But, yeah, so Brooke Shields, now she gets it. Because she had to go through something. She had to go through pain. And she had to talk, she had to connect with an outside something. Because it's people that go through hard stuff. They're the most empathetic because they're the ones that have suffered and they can recognize hurting other people and just want to make people feel better. It's the people that haven't really been through a lot of pain. And yeah, you know what? I don't really trust the freaking current administration's, I don't character. He's a man of very questionable character. Very iffy. He's a thug. He thinks he's a mob dude. And people like that do weird things, People have been known to do things to their own family to benefit themselves. It happens all the time. I think about that every time, I hear about people, their parents are going to live at a facility. F that. Let them come back, live with you. Unless they're there's the circumstances that it's dangerous. But there's a lot of see, and that's in my blood, and I'm gonna find out soon because I did the DNA test, so I'm gonna see what the in my blood. I got all the anger. I always guess because Mom had hers done, so I can loosely guess on hers, but I don't know how all that stuff works. And then I know because my aunt told me about she had one done. So that gives me an idea of my father's side, fraternal side. What Mom's like 40% Spanish and Native American, and 30% Native to America, North America, Mexico. It's all the same. It's all this. People made borders, not freaking, not ethnicity. It's freaking stupid. I'm so tired of freaking all this. Color your skin, your nationality, blah blah blah. That's another storyline that I would like to see die while I'm incarnate. Just even if it's for a little while. Nobody cared. But then I'm talking about my ethnicity, but that just tells me about the storylines. It's all about the DNA, folks. It's all about I think I got and then on my dad's side, I got the angry blood. I got the German stuff, the Scandinavian stuff on my dad's side. So, I don't know. Those are, and you think about the storylines of history of like these countries and how they've often conflicted. Well, don't we have conflicts within ourselves? How are we different than Mother Earth? Again, people put borders on lands. Lands don't put borders on themselves. Come on. So, things are spicing up, things are getting fiery, but then, but that's the thing, like everything that flares, gets flashy, fiery, Aries, it freaking comes back down. It comes back down to I just don't handle stress and stuff the way I used to. So when I saw Artie's teeth, it's like my body goes into like freeze frame, and then I go through the steps of what I need to do to try and alleviate that. So it's just different because I'm in a different place than I've ever been. And I don't know anybody except for Ma. And Ma doesn't like going out and playing as much as I do. She likes to hang out and watch Longmire. So some days I'll go off and venture out. But most days, like, I don't know, the last couple of days I've been having a hard time with my back, but that's why I've been trying to stay active, keep moving around, keep going, Marge. Why? Because you can,
Is it your upper back?
No, it's my lower, Ma. So, I ain't much for going to the doctor, but It's stupid. Why? Because I worked. I was. I just had. I was a girl with short man's complex. That's why I did it to myself. I worked so hard, and I don't know, but I also did weird things too. Things that I think were related to my last life, my past life, my most recent one. Because they came in and tried to do freaking backflips everywhere. I just. And one time I wandered off at a. I was probably 2. That was it. There's a tunnel outside of Ventura, California. I don't know. Is that the Highway 101 that you drive through? And then there's that rest stop right there before you go into it, heading north. And I think Mom was in the bathroom, and I wandered off. I took off. I was one of those. I wandered off. And found a creek bed and I really tried to do a backflip. Mom found me in the creek bed, right? That was like my first back injury. And I landed on a rock on my lower back. And then, I was old when I went into the Air Force. I was old. I was 26. So I already knew. I would talk to I was older than the recruiter. I'm just like, dude, you don't gotta talk to me like one of these dumb kids. I know what the gig is, And so he talked to me real talk. Yeah. That's how I asked him, I'm like, who is the lowest test score? Because I'd ask questions like that, because I want to know stuff like that. Because you got to test and get, test so much, on the ASVAB or the entrance exam to get a job. So I was like, who are the lowest test scores? And they're like, services. Those are the people that wipe down the equipment at the gym, freaking work in the post office in the dorms, do the crap work. And then I was like, okay, well, who's the second lowest? And he said, military police. And I was like, yeah. And you look it up, you got to get a 37 to score. 37 out of 100 to become a. And so a lot of these people, they go through high school, go through life. Usually in these small freaking, you don't got nothing else going on. Go do a stint in the military. A lot of them are bullies in high school and kids, growing up there. A lot of them are dicks, so you see the pattern. A lot of them, were jocks, kind of jerky to, boys and girls. It didn't matter, just kind of jerky people. Never really the cool guy. This is my experience. I had a cop pull a gun on me the first time when I was 15. It was me and Mom. We got pulled over. Yep. Anyway, I tell that story in other videos. So I've looked down the barrel of a gun. All these people that they haven't had these experiences. And I didn't deserve to have these experiences either, but somebody thought, that Mom and I should be pulled over and freaking with the gun drawn on me when I was 15 years old. And then there's another time RPD people, they put me in handcuffs. And I was going into my house, keying my door. And I freaking fell on my face. And they just laughed at me. And it's like they didn't try and catch you for their own safety. This is the heart space of the people, of the majority. And for those good cops, those really good, but my dad isn't like that. My dad is a good cop. For all those good cops out there, you know who the scumbags are, and you let them. So how good of a cop are you? But my dad, that's why I piss people off, because I'll say something. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who's watching me, but I'll say something, and they get offended because they somehow identify with something I said. Quickly jump on the fence and be like, I hate this bitch, They get mad. That's why I can't get 1,000 subscribers. It's been 4 years. I can't get, because I piss people off, because I talk real talk. And as much as people talk real, say they like it, people like real talk as much as they like strong women. People don't like strong women. Strong women aren't a fun thing to people. The real strong ones. Because some of us, the rule, you know, I love the love and lighters, unicorns and candies and stuff. I love those folks. I love them. They haven't hit their wall. They haven't had their freaking freeze frame. They haven't experienced enough life to have conversations that matter to me as far as I'm concerned. And one day they're gonna. And then come back and we'll talk. But when people are so void and so vacant of life experience, and they're the ones in charge controlling things, oh, there's gonna be hell to pay. Yeah. So, I think I said that already. Hi, Aaron! Stop the gluten. Acidic foods. I am not going to see a doctor. Actually, I might, you know, and I thought, Mom and I have been talking about that, about our diet too. And you could be right, Aaron. You very well could be right, but there's things I won't do. And I'm not going to a colon, especially one through the fucking VA, dude. You know, haven't I mentioned the emails that the VA's been putting out? They want VA. I'm like, dude, you people already wrecked my body. You want to just put me in the grave as soon as you possibly can? My little monthly stipend is like $900. You know? And you're 2 trillion. People like me, leave us alone. Leave us alone. God, I just want to find a place to go on, live on a mountain and just freaking be, you know? And then set everything up on automatic deposit because I can't. Time is going by so fast. I can't even keep up with how day. I'm like, I gotta feed the dogs. What am I? I mean, it's just time is just like crazy right now. I know what I have my ideas of what it is, but you know. And I was thinking today about making some dietary changes. And I don't really like talking about them because sometimes I don't do it. And then I don't want to be that another person that just... I'll just do it and then talk about the effects of once it's done. But I'm not going to say I'm going to... because I might change my mind. And I don't want to be a renegger. I don't want to renege. Please. Anyway, so, yeah, I think about gluten. I think about giving up cookies. I think about doing a lot of stuff, you know. I also think about most days I think about just getting through that day. I was listening to Rick Levine. I didn't get to finish the end of it because I thought I thought I'd take Luna out before the talk, and then maybe she wouldn't interrupt me. And, what is it? New moon in Aries, full moon, is coming up on the 11th. My birthday's the 9th, the 99th day of the year. It's also one of those freaking ritual days, so who knows what's going to happen. It's weird. I remember it snowed in Omaha, my birthday, one year. I think maybe it might have been the last birthday I had there, even. Maybe one of the last birthdays I had there. Anyway, but there's going to be 5 planets in Aries. That's a lot of freaking fire. So if people don't have fire in their charts, it's going to be energy that they're not going to be used to. My non-element that I don't have, the element that I don't have is Earth. So everybody has that. Well, they're missing element. That's what Dorothy Silverman calls it. You know, I like it, but when I don't have a lot of places to put it, like if I had a lot of stuff to do, I would be like, whoo, but because I don't got a lot on my plate right now, you know, not a lot going on, universe wants me to, you know, freaking be within because everything I try is not working. I come up with ideas about things and then I reach out to people and try to implement and I just never hear back from them ever again. So I just look at it as, I guess I'm not supposed to do that, huh, God? Another thing that isn't for Marge to do. Another failed idea. Another missed call. Another Non-connection. Just another one. I'm really good at those, God. I wonder what I would do if you ever opened the universe and allowed me to frickin' start making connections, or at least opening people's hearts to see me, to make connections, to do things that I want to do. But evidently, I'm not smart enough to make the life that I want. I'm just, I don't know, simple enough for God to recognize that I'm one of those that need help. You know? And He gives it to me, so. Because I can't do this stuff by myself, man. It's my placements in my chart. I'm not supposed to. I like the exchange of energy between human beings. I just don't like it when it's one-sided all the time. And sometimes I know that people are in the mood to deal with me. And I know that I'm not in the mood to talk with people sometimes. And I say that because people have actually said that. I don't want to deal with them. I'm like, deal? What the frick is... What does that mean? Deal with me? What do you put it... What? Well, thank you for gracing me with... And fucking deal with me? What is that? So... Fire's raging. And as above, so below. There's going to be fire starting, I think, here. I think there's going to be some big fires because of fire season. It's just how it works. It is. It's all alchemy. And when people frickin' rage inside and they don't use that energy wisely, or they stuff it, you know, try to subdue it, whatever. They try and do that. That stuff sparks, comes out sideways. Can create a lot of havoc. It can create a lot of harm. It can. So you gotta channel that energy, ground that energy, do things to get that energy out and use it wisely. Why can't I find the white light? Where'd it go? That's the blue one. I can't find. I used to have two of these. I can't find one of them. Like shortly after we got here, well, maybe a month. One of them just disappeared. So I'm like, all right, that's a different timeline. And then I'll find it one day. All right, we just went into a different timeline. It's also, but now I want it to go to the white part. I guess it's not gonna. See, doesn't matter what I want in life. Doesn't matter. Orange. Better than nothing, I guess. Oh, yeah, I was just thinking about coconut flour. I have some gluten-free. I have whole flour, whole wheat flour. It's not gluten-free. I don't really eat that much. That's the thing. And like today, I ate a pear. Mom and I split a banana. Had some rice. There's gluten in rice. But with asparagus. I don't know. But see, I'm O positive blood too, though. And I know gut health is different. So I like a lot of foods that... And it depends on the year, too. I've always been funny. It just... Because I'm so temperamental. There's so many foods I don't like. And a lot of food I don't like is because of texture. Or something weird like that. I'm one of those sensory people that are just like, nah. And, you know, funky smells. Oh, gosh. And these dudes that douse themselves in Axe or whatever, I'm just like, when has any woman walked up to that and just been like, dude, here's my number. Your over exorbitant smell is just what's done it for me. You just smell so good that here, take me out. Words never spoken to dudes like that. Ugh. Ooh, my dryer stopped. I've been getting cold. I've been trying to like keep I got a handle on Benny's ear. We're back at the ear thing again. So, it's just that cycles continue. You know, it doesn't matter where I live. And that's the cycles continue. At least it's kind of fun learning about new things, new places, you know. I saw a lot. I drove all over, or I've driven all over the whole United States, except for the eastern side, so I can't really say that. But I did drive around quite a bit down when I was in Atlanta, Georgia, Buckhead, around there, looking for weed back in the 90s. Florida, didn't drive around there very much. It's not really my vibe, Florida. Left out of a cruise, not really my vibe. 2010. You know, Midwest, West, Omaha, Kansas, you know, I've driven a lot, driven around, I've been on a lot of highways. I've seen a lot of things, and a lot of places look exactly the same as other places I've been before. And people are the same, pretty much, wherever I go. I wrote on my Facebook page today, I won't knock nothing until I try it, Erin. I won't. That's why I wouldn't do these talks if I didn't appreciate I like energy exchanges, so that's why I like when people do give me recommendations. I just don't always take them, but sometimes I do, and they work out. And I need to make some sort of change in my life. So related to my diet to be more consistent. And, God, I just love how my body feels when I eat, like, local vegetables and fruit and just fruits and vegetables. And, you know, I have a hard time with the food prep a lot of the times. Like, it's all mundane and all the other things I'd rather do. But, what was I going to look up? What I posted on Facebook. Since I'm Aries season, I wonder if anybody said anything about it. Anyone answered? To people, there's a lot of cycles ending right now. So one couple, they're retiring after 43 years of a grocery store in Reading. Huh? Can you imagine? And his first day of retirement, he got in trouble because he went down. He was in the store. Yeah. Yeah. You know. Patterns and cycles. Patterns and cycles. What can people stand to live with doing? And what can they not stand living with doing every single day? Patterns and cycles. People basically live the same year over and over and over. Celebrate the same holidays. Get with the same people. You know? And then people start falling away. Sometimes it gets harder. It gets harder the older you get to freaking make friends. Harder for me. It's my experience. Other people might have, you know, might be easy for other people to make friends, but it's never been easy for me to make friends. Let's see. If you ever met a person that I reminded you of, tell me a story of how come. I'm an Aries and this is my sun season. We like to know about these things. So, because other people here, you remind me of so and so. Okay, but why? Okay, Erin, you got to consider, I'm in New Mexico. How many of those do you think they have? And how far do you think that I would have to travel to talk to a session? Albuquerque? That's an hour and a half one way. That's 3 hours. With traffic, if there's an accident. So, I'm looking at tomatoes. Planting stuff. I'm going to get pots and stuff like that, but I'm trying to get the yard done first, and I worked on that a little bit today. So, if only my body was capable of doing what all the things that my mind wants it to, this should already be done. But when people get older, you're going to find out whatever you do to yourself. I know people, they're on their freaking like 3rd knee surgery. I'm like, just lose freaking weight. Nope, it's just easier to keep having those knees replaced, isn't it there? It's just easier. Get all those pain pills, take all those drugs, take them because the doctor gave them to you. A junkie's a junkie's a junkie, man. People, you go to the doctor, they're gonna tell you all kinds of stuff that's wrong with you. The thing of it is there's a course of natural design, and God gives us whatever we need to heal ourselves. There's even dandelions in the yard. I could go dig up some dandelion root. Yeah, make some dandelion root tea. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff, you know. So I think I'm done. I kind of feel like, I don't know, there's nothing to do next. I'm going to go lay down and freaking turn on YouTube and listen to other people talk until I want to fall asleep until about 8:30. Then I'll wake up at 10 because I'll be at Mom likes to kick back and watch Long March. She's been staying up later than me. She's feeling this fire too. She's got like 5 planets in Sagittarius. So fire season is her season too. Huh, Ma? You like it? You been feeling pretty good? Yeah. Ma, her body's in better. She's had more surgeries, but her body's in better shape than mine, I think. She sees better than I do. You know? It's crazy. Well, and her hearing's pretty good too, so I appreciate every day I got with her. She reminds me to be grateful for everything and all that I can do. Yeah. Because so many other people can't do it. They just can't. That's why they're so scared and freaking out. Because they're like, oh my God, because there's so many things that they can't do. So many instances of things happen, they have to rely on other people. Mine are like that, or veterinarians. You know? I should marry a veterinarian. That would be good. That would be great. That would take a lot. That would take so much stress off my organs if I married a veterinarian or a vet tech or something like that. I ain't the marrying kind. I like to imagine it though. Sometimes imagine weddings, stuff like that. Nothing too over the top. I'd make my own cake. I'd get all my own flour. I'd do everything with it. You know, but it's just fun. Sometimes it's fun to imagine stuff. You know, things you never done before. That's how I ended up doing most things I've done in my life, is imagining doing them. That's how manifestation works. That's what I got now. Hope you have a rad evening. Peace.